What's good, everybody? I am back with another video, and before I get started with this review here, I want to say thanks for stopping by. And if this is your first time here, if you haven't done so already, make sure you do the right thing and hit the subscribe button below. And if you enjoyed the video, then give your girl a thumbs up. Alright, so let's get it. I have this box here. This is a two-piece box. It's matted out, all black, Nike and the swoosh on the top lid in red. Standard Jordan 1 box, right? And so, same design for the rest of the four sides on the bottom part of the box. And then on the shorter end here, there's a red border that runs across. It says 1985 Air Jordan 1. And so this is always here, but I've never pointed it out before, but it's there. And then this is a size 4. Which is my size, so let's take a look inside. This is the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG, and this is in the Hyper Royal colorway, and these are super fresh. I am a huge fan of the colorway. I think the weathering style looks really good. So these look really familiar, right? So in 2019, Jordan Brand dropped the Turbo Green colorway, which is very similar to this. It had a pre-yellowed midsole, however, the materials and everything going on here looks very similar. But it's wild because those were sitting for a minute. And I remember going to like a Chic's in LA, in downtown LA, and they still had men's sizes sitting there, and that was wild to me. But they didn't have GS sizes available because those are super limited, so I was never able to pick up on a pair. But I got this pair here, and I think this colorway looks a lot better in my opinion. And so I hit on these through a raffle, so shout out to Woodstack for selecting your girl. Woodstack is a retailer boutique in New York, so there's tons of retail stores over there. And this particular colorway and this pair here, they had a nationwide drawing. So I was able to hit on them, so I'm super juiced. So let's go to some details. For the upper on these shoes, the base panels are made out of white leather, and that can be found on the perforated toe box as well as quarter panel behind the swoosh. And in hand, they feel pretty alright, pretty not bad. I think they're not really buttery like my Shadow ones, which is such a high caliber to hit, right? That's like the gold standard when it comes to my Jordan 1s and the quality of the leather. But they're not really stiff either, so it feels pretty good in hand. I think that over time and a lot of wear, they'll break in really well. And for the texture of it, it's grained leather. However, it's not like the pebble texture as my Jordan Bordeaux 1s. I think I still haven't reviewed those yet. I will get to it. But I think those from afar, you can see the graininess of the texture of the leather. But here it's a lot more micro, and I'm a fan of this style a lot more. And so I think it looks really good. For the overlaying panels, the color is Hyper Royal, and to me it's kind of like a motorsport blue color that's on the 6s, or even like a marathon blue, right?
Hustle and motivate.
And because it's applied to this weathered down suede material that's made to look pre-vintage, the color looks more like a sky blue color, and that can be found on the toe cap, mudguard, eyelets, ankle collar, as well as back of the heel. And for the stitching on these suede panels, the color is Hyper Royal, so it stands out a lot. So if you have pretty bad quality control on your sneakers, then it'll look very prominent, but good thing, I think this pair, after inspection, it looks pretty good in hand. For the swooshes on both the lateral as well as medial side, and same thing for the top of the collar, it's made out of nubuck, and the color is light smoke gray. And I like it a lot. I think it looks really good. It breaks away from the Hyper Royal and white color, but it's a good transition because in some pieces of the Hyper Royal panels, it looks like there's that gray color as well, or that hint of gray. And I like it also because it's kind of different from what we've been seeing with the black leather swoosh and black leather collar. Because I think that if they made it that color, it would have looked too much like the university blue ones, and we can't have that, right? On the lateral side of the ankle collar, the wings logo is imprinted on in white and is debossed. And I'm trying to think about the last time I ever saw a completely white out wings logo, besides obviously the turbo green colorway, but I believe that one was like a sail-like color to match the midsole, but this one's completely white out. And usually the wings logo are imprinted on in black, or there's a jeweled wings logo, but this is the first time for me, so I thought that was really interesting. So let's go into the right shoe. Here we have the right shoe, and tucked inside of the right shoe is absolutely nothing. There is no extra set of laces in this shoe or in this shoe box here, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if GS sizes come with the alternate set, because I know for a fact the men's pair does, and it comes with the hyper blue color or hyper royal blue color, which is the same thing as this tongue tag here. But this GS size does not have it, or my GS size doesn't have it. I don't know if it came with it, but between China and America, or the boutique and my house, it got lost, but it's not here. And I'm pretty annoyed about it, just because I paid $130 plus shipping plus tax with these shoes, and I didn't get what I paid for, which is frustrating. Like, it's not like I'm gonna rock the alternate set anyways. If you know me or if you've been following my channel, that's not my thing. I rock the default set of laces, and this shoe comes with cotton flat white laces that's pre-laced or partially pre-laced here. But I can't do my on-feet look with my lace swap, but I'm still gonna do an on-feet look. It just won't have that cool transition, right? But it is what it is, I guess. For the tongue on these shoes, this is your standard Jordan 1's tongue that's cushioned, and the color is light smoke gray. And then at the top of the tongue, there is the classic Jordan 1's woven tongue tag. It's in Hyper Royal, and the Nike Air with the swoosh is woven on in white. For the inside of the shoe, the sock liner is made out of mesh, and the color is light smoke gray, but the inside lining of the tongue is white. For the insole on these shoes, it's in white, and Nike Air with the swoosh is imprinted at the heel in Hyper Royal. For the rubber midsole on these shoes, it's in a really bright white color. And as I mentioned earlier, the turbo green colorway has a vintage midsole, so it's pre-yellowed, it's in a sail off-white color. Here it looks really bright and really white. And I'm not sure why Nike or Jordan Brand decided to do that, because the suede panels are weathered and vintage, but that's the only feature that looks vintage or pre-vintage. So I thought that was really interesting. For the outsole on these shoes, the color is light smoke gray, and this is the classic outsole silhouette for the Air Jordan 1's. It has the radial traction as well as Nike and the swoosh embossed midfoot. AKA, this is the best outsole silhouette in the game. I think it looks really good. I like how they made it this gray color, because if they made it this Hyper Royal color like the tongue tag, I don't think I would have been a fan. So good job, Jordan Brand. So I like these shoes a lot. I think the colorway is super fresh, and I am so juiced that I hit on these at retail, because I would have had to cash out a lot in the aftermarket for my size. So if you ask me between this colorway and the University Blue colorway, which I prefer, they're really neck and neck for the two shoes that dropped last year. I think they're both easily in my top 5 pickups for my Jordan 1's. But I think the University Blue I like a little bit more, because I've seen how they look on my feet and I've rocked them before. I have yet to do that with this pair here, and so maybe I'll change my mind later. I do like the vintage vibe here though. I think it looks really good. So let me know what your thoughts are. But if you ever get your hands on these or your feet in them, make sure you go true to size and hang tight for my on feet look without a lace swap.
Perfect.